Hello Dragons and Dragonesses, I'm Dragon and welcome back to Minecraft. Today I'm gonna be doing that combination of the steampunk and medieval style builds that me and Divas created. So just as a little narration again, because I think that actually makes it a little more interesting to watch, because you're not just listening to music and watching something being built. You tend to tune out of that a lot faster than anything else. Once again, I know this video is a little longer than I would like it to be, but for the sake of viewing, like how well it is to actually be viewed, I think this is good enough, because I didn't want to make it a 20-minute video. Last video was over 20, and I didn't want to make it a 15-minute video where you can barely see what's happening. I thought this was a good enough compromise. So yeah, like in the two builds we made this basement, once again with the stone bricks. I really like the stone bricks, and we're just going around trying to mix the two styles, where the as you can see, I used the dark oak pillars from the medieval style, and I used the red clay from the steampunk, which works well together enough. Well together enough, really? I don't even know if that's actual English, honestly. I'm too focused on trying to figure out what to say to think what I'm saying. But yeah, I actually did look up synonyms for the word "and." You would not believe. I actually did. So yeah, Divas joined the game, and if you were paying attention, you'd see that I was having some door technical difficulties with those front doors. But yeah, I figured it out and everything's good, and I'm trying to figure out some detailing, but it just didn't work out. Now we're doing the second layer with the overhang style from the steampunk build and the little pillars and stuff from the steampunk build, but as you can see, there's still the dark oak supports on either side of the build, where I didn't actually add them to all four corners, just the front, and that's kind of a tactical error. But I thought it looked alright, but I did take the some of the other designs to incorporate, like the roof, for instance, and yeah, it turned out pretty good. So yeah. Off camera, I kind of worked on this a little more than just having having it as I left it right here. So what you see is not the final result. I might go back in a later episode to show you what it exactly turned out like, and so you can obviously see what exactly it looks like now. What I did is I changed the let's see, I added like a little bit of a what's it called, a chimney smoke, yeah, and I also added something else, like a path through the basement that you can get to the back area. So as you can see, I'm just kind of lighting up the place a little bit. Divas is working on this desk for the study, and I just kind of let her do her own thing. But as you can see, we did the same stair design that goes into the basement as from the steampunk house, and you can see what I did there with the furnace thingy is I just kind of simply added a what's it called, it's like a heat regulator, and you can see that I went through it a couple times to figure out a good look for it. So, but the result is it kind of has some levers that control the output of heat. And here the idea was that using stone bricks would make it look like there were pipes going through it that were added later, so it kind of had to take out some of the roof, and so it would look a little bit messy. I'm adding like a balcony from the other, like I got from the other house. Remember the steampunk house? I had that central balcony, and something I thought of after we were done was Me and Divas probably should have moved back the house to make the U shape more accentuated, because it looks alright, but I really liked how the U shape in the steampunk house looked, because it just looked so like 3D. It was amazing. And here Divas is showing off what she was working on that whole time. So there's paper in that hopper now, and the idea is that the lever is like an ink bottle. So that's something that we were thinking of. That little corner, I couldn't think of anything, so Diva's like, hey, let me take this over because I love decorating. And there I am, finally working on the pipes, and you can see that there's the trapdoor to signify where the heat is supposed to come out of. There's a small library, like from the the steampunk house, and Divas, she got this idea to make like a small indoor garden. I allowed it because it looked just pretty nice. Here I'm working on the library study, and we did the finishing touches on the indoor garden, and it looked pretty nice. Here I'm working on a steampunk style bathroom because I really like that messy kind of piping design that I did over there. So yeah, that's kind of the basis of that. And I'm just kind of watching along, trying to figure out what I did at what time, and I don't know why I'm suddenly AFK, but not anymore. So there's the piping going into the ground there, making a little area where the water would leak out. It would kind of dig this little ditch, added some moss to make it look nice, and Divas went AFK, so I decided to trap her in some netherworld blocks, because, you know, I'm evil. Anywho, here I am working on more heating systems for from going from the furnace to the every room, and you can see that it's like piping in the roof, and I added some cracks to make it look like it kind of burst in some areas. Added some detail in the center because it looked a little blocky. Yeah. Started adding some windows around the second floor because I forgot to add windows in the second floor, which is a kind of bad idea to leave out. So yeah, I just kind of worked on that, added some more details to make it flow a little smoother, added some lights. Divas is suddenly no longer AFK, and she's like, what the heck is going on? And it was just pretty funny, so I'm just kind of showing her what the lighting looks like and not to change it. And Divas has a hard time understanding this because for her, lighting is just torches everywhere. So you can imagine that every time that I see Divas make a house with torches everywhere, I kind of just go, no, just no. How many times do I have to say this? No. So yeah, we just go around. In fact, we built a suburban house recently in the same map, but we didn't record it because it didn't fit in with the theme. And there Divas trying to figure out how to use the teleport command, and yeah, it's like I was saying, we made a suburban house, we didn't record it. It was like a little learning project for Divas. She really wanted to build this. It was also a little learning project for me, because I've never built a suburban house. I've built a small mansion before, and I've built what you see before you now. And there I am making the normal roof again. But that learning process for me, it was also because I made a working garage using those new structure blocks. Well, not new, but newer structure blocks. And it works really smoothly and really nicely, honestly. And it's not here, but we might just show it off later. Here I'm trying to figure out a good way to make the clock work for the actual building again, because, you know, I wanted to incorporate something from the steampunk roof rather than just having the roof go into a cone shape. So if you can hear a phone in the background, just ignore that. I'm just trying to talk over this, so don't mind that. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make a clock in this slightly smaller roof, and eventually I just give up and settle on a clock that has the only numbers at 12, 3, 6, and 9, because, well, we've seen clocks like that, so I thought it would just work. I'm doing a little flowing detailing, and I'm suddenly AFK again. Wow, I can't believe I didn't edit this out. So, yeah, just wait a couple more seconds. I'm looking at my little slider and it says that I start talking again. Of course you can't hear this, what I say in game, because it's, I think, if I remember, 7.5 speed. This is actually, like, I'm recording this in 2 days, so if something seems a little off, then just know that I stopped talking for about a day. Like, it's not how it sounds. Like, what I mean by that is I stopped, like, narrating over this for about a day. Don't ask me why, it's this long, complicated story, but back to this. So here I realized this is going to be a really confusing roof at the back because of how I designed this, and I thought I'd just add a little balcony here to kind of bring forth the detail. And so I also added, remember from the medieval house I have those little slanted pieces of wood that go across? I did the same thing here but with the stone brick, and it looks really nice. It kind of makes everything flow together, and I really like that idea. So I just kind of made everything flow together. So here I am working on the roof again, just kind of thinking about how it would go. And it's kind of a little difficult because of how the roof was shaped back here, like I just said. So I eventually just give up and make it a hard sloped edge. Yeah, so yeah, I had to stop my my phone. It was beeping and I had to go downstairs really quickly. So just if something seems off, like my voice cut off, then just ignore that. I just had to step away for a second. And yeah, here I am trying to think this through and make it less of a hard edge, and I just kind of make it a little sloped, add some windows around it, make that little hanging light thing from the steampunk house. I don't know what it is really, but I just really like the idea of having these hanging lights, which might look pretty nice in like a street. Instead of having just normal street lights, you have these that kind of show where houses are. And here begins the huge struggle of me trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to make this clock work because of the smaller size. Here I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with it, and because it looks like an egg to me, I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Eventually I see that there's something off with the top, and I just keep going back and forth, and it gets really messy, and I'm just trying and nothing's working. Eventually I just settle, like I said, on that 12-3-6-9 style clock, which might be any second now. Yep, there we go. As you can see, I just have the coal and those positions. I make a thing to get to the top, staircase. Me speaking in like the moment is kind of difficult in case you haven't noticed. So Divas is trying to do that sign thing again, and I don't know how many times I've told her to stop doing that, but if you know Divas, she does not take no for an answer, which is really annoying. So yeah, here I'm adding those little details, and off camera, like I said, I just add those little other details, like the sloped style on the walls, and after I finish this, after I finished that chimney, I said I added the smoke, which is true. And here I am working on the mechanism that powers the clock, because as you know, I don't really want to make this whole steam engine thing at the back. So I just kind of jut it out into space, and then I make a little thing in the ground where there's like a cable going. Make a gear, make the cable going around it, and voila, that's good enough for me. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what to say because there's not really much else to say other than I finish up the minor detailing and off camera, and that's really just about it. And Divas leaves the game, I go through, and she joins again. I go through putting in the carpets, I make the other little details in there, and yeah, there's really not much. And oh yeah, I forgot, I looked up synonyms for the word and, like I said, which would be as well as, including, but I don't really use them so often. But we're just about getting to the end of the episode. We're going through cluttering it again. Like I said, I added a little thing at the back where you can get to the back of the property, which might be called a backyard, I don't really know. Add some coal for the fire, and as well as that's about it. I go around for one final flyby, and okay, yeah, I have a problem. I can't stop saying and. I'm sorry, but that's what I say. There's Divas having a good time, apparently. I go into the house, I look around, I go into the eating room, and then I think I go into it again for some reason. I'm not really sure what. Yeah, there I am, going right on back in for some reason. I don't know, maybe I'm just proud of it. There's nothing special though. Go back into here, looks at the ink, and yeah, there's a torch. Thanks, Divas, for the torch. Go to the side balcony, go back in, go upstairs, looks around, goes to the bathroom first for some reason, and I just kind of walk around the rest of the build, showing off what we built over this period of time. And yeah, I went out into the front balcony, which wraps around to the side right there. That door to the right, it goes into the bedroom, and I'll go into the bedroom right now. Divas is in the bed for some reason. I don't know why. She just said, hey, I'm gonna put it back to day in a second, and she did, as you can see right there. I turn around because I think there's something wrong, and yes, there is. The carpet gets in the way of you walking out of the door, so I do a quick little fix. We go into the attic, and voila, there's the mechanism. We can use the attic for whatever we want. Extra space, guest rooms, whatever, storage, although we have plenty of that in the downstairs area. And this is about the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let's claw up that like button, leave a comment down below, and possibly subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Yeah.